what a way to start a Friday. For me here in Australia, I'm actually near Melbourne. So I just want to say thank you very much for being here today. This is going to be an interesting event. We've got some really good invites and speakers. My name is Junie, and I just want to say that I've been here with the SheEO for almost a year. So it's a pleasure to be here with all of you. So SheEO for me, what it means, well, actually, it's been quite an interesting experience because I've met a lot of fantastic people, but I have two really good stories just to show you what SheEO is really like in practice. The first one is that I got connected from the team in Canada for a certain work opportunity. It was someone who needed help from the US who contacted the team in Canada who contacted me. And I managed to help this company that was, it's a startup that is actually implementing a pouch model in schools. So that's one story. The second story was a random call out to the group when I was in Sydney, just to say, hey, like I'd love to meet other SheEO ladies. And just from that, like I met a lot of great people, and I met this one person who helped me out in this new opportunity to actually speak in front at an event. So this is what SheEO means to me, but it's also, it could be so different for everyone. But what it is, it's such a strong group of networking from everywhere around the world. And all you need to do is just call out and say, hey, like I want to do something. So I really hope that you as well come on board, or if you're already part of the SheEO activation community, you can actually get the best out of it. So the objective of this call is to meet the SheEO community and understand and experience the SheEO magic. Also, if you're on social media, just make sure that you put that hashtag SheEO magic. And it's an opportunity to network as well. So these public calls occur once a month, and it's an opportunity for activators to invite guests and new people to the SheEO to learn what we do. So today's format is going to be about inspiration and intention from SheEO's Director, Systems and Emergent Strategy, Danielle Carit. You'll also hear from Australian activator Marilyn Viloria Viola, and hear from New Zealand venture Dot Kettle from Pure Peony. I hope I'm really pronouncing this all right. If I'm not, please call me out. We'll also have breakout groups to connect with folks around the core values of SheEO programming and topics. And then we'll come back to the main room, which is this one, for reflections and close. So please, Nat, go ahead and play the video.
Would be helpful if I could get things to load today, but as it is starting, just wanted to say thank you all for joining us. Video is coming up right now, and we'll learn a bit more about SheEO.
Six years ago, 500 women stepped in and followed the dream.
This is really a global network of change.
I want to build a legacy. You can't do that alone.
It gave us a vehicle to make the change that we wanted to see.
I found my people, right?
SheEO had to be created as a community because all of those other systems failed. And so the honesty around how really hard it is has been refreshing and inspiring.
They are serious when they say that they are interested and invested wholly on the well-being of entrepreneurs who are literally taking care of the world's to-do list.
If you need something for your business, please ask for it. This is your space, this is your time.
It didn't feel like closed doors anymore. It just felt like the more I asked, the more doors that opened.
We had the support we needed to finally believe in ourselves and grow.
I always knew that there was a different way to do business.
SheEO has put us on the radar for the federal government. Now we've just received over $500,000.
It's because of that group that I felt safe enough, that I felt strong enough to root down and to stand up and to ask for what I need.
We need your voices because our world is stuttering, and we need your wisdom and knowledge and your feistiness.
At SheEO, we often talk about how transforming systems start with transforming ourselves. And I do think that this work, this personal work that's often extremely uncomfortable, is really where we need to start.
And if you need a kick in the butt, dream it, design it, quit screwing around, and just do it.
We believe here at SheEO that everyone has something to give and contribute, no matter what age or stage you're at.
All of my dreams are coming true that I've been dreaming for a long, long time.
Thanks.
Awesome. Yeah, this is an amazing video, and I really hope that you enjoyed it. We're just going to pass on to Danielle, and who's going to be sharing or talking about storytelling. So Danielle, come on up.
Hi, everyone. My name is Danielle. I'm an activator at SheEO, and I work on our systems and strategy here. SheEO is a global community of women and non-binary folks activating their resources of capital, connections, and support to fund ventures working on what we call the world's to-do list, or the UN Sustainable Development Goals. What started out as an experiment of radical generosity has rippled out with impact beyond what we could have even imagined. With ventures working on 16 of the 17 SDGs, they impact a range of global intentions, like saving tons of plastic and waste from going to landfill, creating access to fundamental health and legal support services, all while providing equitable employment opportunities for almost 800 people collectively. We recently released our 2021 impact report, which we're happy to share in the chat for you to explore. So a bit about the SheEO model for those of you who are new here. In our first year, 500 women who we call activators contributed $1,100 each, pooling about $500,000 to select and fund our first 5 ventures to receive our gifts of capital. These take the form of a 0% interest loan paid back over 5 years. And as the ventures pay back that capital, it perpetually flows forward into a fund that cycles and grows to resource even more ventures in the following year. This capital inflow has grown to nearly $8 million globally circulating across 5 regions that has gone to fund over 120 women and non-binary led businesses, and it's growing. When I take a moment to peel back from this impact at such a large scale, it begins and ends with community and the strong foundation of trust in ourselves and with each other. So today I'm reflecting on the currencies that we place value on in our world. I'm convinced that the current world order of capitalism is so deeply entrenched in the fabric of our values and our economy that it's hard to consider what any other currency could look like. Money has a very strong gravitational pull on the sway of power here, but redirecting that energy to activate it for the collective good can expand our reality of what is possible when we trust and come together. These new models of distributing our shared resources and capital at SheEO are core to our experience. I had a friend and mentor once share with me that she sprinkles her gifts of time, talent, and treasure across many impactful areas of her life and work. And sometimes the place where we work is where we spend most of our time and talent. Other times it's where we volunteer and contribute to families and communities. I've been working in the nonprofit sector and charitable space for almost 7 years now, contributing mostly my time and my talent. And this is one of the only places I've witnessed the immensity of impact that can occur when I contribute my time, talent, and treasure here. When I activate $92 a month towards my activation, I see a circular investment into this community that reciprocates back to fill my mind, my hope, and my heart, especially in hard times. I learn and feel so inspired by our ventures and fellow community members here every single day. We live in a very polarizing world where sometimes it can feel like everything is truly broken beyond repair. And it really is in these cracks that I can see the sparks of hope in everyday interactions. I see it when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable and ask for support. I see it when we celebrate what we love about ourselves and one another, when we can really receive the gifts that are shared in this community, when we focus on the gains and not the gap. These small yet meaningful interactions I witness every day build up my hope. And so I ask myself, Imagine a world without money, or at least one that devalues the power of this currency. What if we valued the depth and vibrancy of our relationships with people and planet as the social currency that powers the core of our economy? Being an activator here has been such an impactful investment in myself, my relationships, our ventures, and the ripples of impact that we continue to co-create in the world. And today I'm offering you all a bridge from the brokenness. Systems change is hard. Healing personal and intergenerational trauma can be a huge lift, but we never have to do it alone. This is our space, a holding space for your personal transformation, our collective care and action, inspiring potential for generations to come. So I hope you all see the sparks of hope in this community as I do, and I invite you all to practice the spirit of radical generosity with us. Back to you, Junie.
Thanks a lot, Danielle. Thanks for that radical generosity of sharing or sharing your story. I think what's really important is to have the courage to actually ask for support. We're a global community, so anywhere you are in the world, just reach out. And I think that's like a massive impact and something really that SheEO does really well in terms as part of their network. So thanks a lot, Danielle, for sharing that. Next up, we're going to have Marilyn Viloria Viola, and she's an Australian activator. So Marilyn, if you can just jump on and share your story.
Thank you, Junie, and hello, everyone. Greetings from Ghana country. It's popularly known as Adelaide in South Australia. And I acknowledge the traditional owners of this land and celebrate and pay my respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. And every time I come to an event here in SheEO and I hear the messages about what SheEO is all about, it keeps turning in my head, you know, the many reasons why I'm still with SheEO. And that's about roughly 4 years now. And I really have stopped counting. What matters really is my personal journey. And I will talk in terms of, you know, what it has been like in light of the purpose that has been articulated earlier on this call, what SheEO is all about. And I can say in a phrase, it's all true. It's happening. I've experienced it, and I believe that it will only continue to grow. And how did I become a part of SheEO? Well, when I left paid work, I'm still working, no longer paid, but I only had a vague idea of what lay ahead. But I was sure that there was a larger purpose that I wanted to be connected with, but I didn't know how. And having worked in the sphere of international development, social development, through my working career, which is in the private sector, in the government sector, internationally, and also having been an academic with a social sciences background. And maybe just a sidebar there, I should say also that I've been a partner in 2 small businesses. I thought that really the sustainable development goals encapsulated that big dream, but I really didn't know how I was going to go about it, because then I lost my connection with large organizations that had enabled me to find sort of niches where I could actually contribute what I believe I could. But I came across SheEO and I just thought, oh my God, what a convergence. There's something here that's happening, and it's already happening, and it's happening big time. And it's happening in such a scale that could potentially make the impact that I thought I would never imagine possible. And so that's how, when I learned that it was, the core business was supporting women-led ventures, I found it very compelling, because I thought that was very empowering, because that multiplier is inbuilt into how we can make an impact, you know. But however many ventures that are supported by SheEO, depending on the generosity of activators, you know, that are already there, continuing, and are going to come along, I think it can only get more and more powerful. Furthermore, I mean, I should also say that, you know, I mean, since I started, I think I am I've learned a lot more. I've grown. I mean, although I'm now in my 7th decade, and I've grown and I'm still growing, and I believe that I will still have plenty of opportunity to grow because of my connection with SheEO. So it's not just providing the support to the ventures, but also the learning opportunities within the network. And I may just, I just quickly jotted, I haven't scripted what I wanted to say today, but what I would like to highlight to those people who are here wanting to know more about SheEO, it's not supporting women-led ventures, I said that before, but it has such an effective platform that supports a cohesive community, and that global reach is growing and continuously. And the other thing that I would like to also highlight is that SheEO has not been static. It has also been a learning entity, and it listens to the activators on what they see as, something contributing to its general purpose. And I personally derive a great satisfaction by being able to contribute on the ground in, sort of helping the community gel and maximizing the opportunities by which we can amplify the SheEO message, as well as contribute our own resources that we bring into the group, our skills, our experiences, our connections, our insights, energy, but more importantly, is the energy. It's the life force that we bring into the SheEO. So I think in closing, I would like to say that, SheEO has enabled me how to be at this time of my life, and it's been wonderful. And if you are thinking about, joining SheEO, strongly encourage that, to join the community. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Marilyn. That was really beautiful to hear. And I think what really struck me, and is definitely what SheEO embodies, is the purpose, is the idea of purpose. A lot of women and a lot of you actually have created a business or have worked in environments or workplaces where it was about a purpose, but maybe not. And maybe, you're here right now just to either be inspired to find purpose, to talk about what you want to develop as a business to actually create purpose, but also impact. And what was really interesting in what you said, Marilyn, is how each and one of us, we're here to actually see how we can scale that global impact. Because at the end of the day, what we're doing now is actually going to help emerging generations. So really thank you for that, for highlighting that, Marilyn. We're going to go to the next person. So Dot Kettle is the founder of Pure Peony. Pure Peony makes creams, soaps, and shampoos that heal inflamed skin using peony root extract from their organic farm. So let's just welcome Dot Kettle.
Oh, thank you. Thanks very much. Yeah, we're all about working with people to help improve their confidence and self-esteem through dealing with sort of skin issues in a natural way. And it all happens at our organic farm in a very remote part of Aotearoa, New Zealand. So kia ora, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to share a little bit about the impact that being selected as one of the first ventures in New Zealand has had on our business, because without a doubt, it has been absolutely groundbreaking for us. And hugely life-changing. And I think in that first year when we were selected as a venture, it really enabled us to transform our business from using plastic tubes from our product to actually a sugarcane tube, which is so much better for the environment. But there would have been no way we would have been able to make that huge investment if we hadn't had access to that SheEO venture capital, because for something you might know, to move to a cosmetic grade natural product like sugarcane tubes, you have to order 10,000. So that's actually almost 2 years worth of supply. So very few small businesses are able to actually stump up that sort of capital to make that investment. So it was a game changer for us, and it's meant that we could actually switch totally away from an unsustainable produced product, plastic product, to a sustainable one. So that's been fantastic. And also in that first year, we had access to connections and advice and support that enabled us to not just repackage, but also reposition. And that led us getting into over 150 pharmacies throughout New Zealand, which was great for us in terms of building our credibility, but also our reach, being able to get out and share our message about how we could help people with our skincare range naturally. And now, some 3 or 4 years on, we're still reaping huge benefits from being involved with the SheEO community. And just recently, we've started an initiative with a few activators in Australia where we're supplying them with some product. And in return, they're giving us in-depth analysis and advice about our product and our range and how it can help. And that's all been thanks to the generosity of Julia Moira in Australia, who said, yep, we can help you, we can help connect you with some activators who can give you real good insight into how you can continue to grow and deliver a real quality product to an increased number of people. So the impact has been huge on us. We've stayed involved as activators because we've seen the benefit, and there's very few initiatives like this that actually enable you from a small, very remote part of New Zealand to connect globally with other businesses and other people who are working and sharing the same values that you do and helping make a difference in the world. So it's been and continues to be an amazing journey for us, and we're really grateful to be part of and receive the radical generosity of so many others around the world. So thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome that you've shared that thought. You know, anyone can become in the end a venture and then coming back to the community as an activator to keep supporting the community. And especially as you said, right, no matter where you are in the world, you can go reach out. And if anything, probably I will invite you to actually just mention what you do in the chat and share your LinkedIn or whatever social you're on, because what Dot explained is quite crucial. You can actually just get help or support or just receive radical generosity from any woman out there who can help you just scale and grow your business, like in the story that Dot shared. So thank you so much. And we're just going to expand a little bit more on that, just with a few questions for Dot. So what was the most significant impact that SheEO has had on your business?
I think actually the most significant impact of being selected as a venture has been the access to MJ, so for the coaching and advice and that one-on-one. And that's something that as a, we are in a very small community, and so everybody kind of knows everybody's business. And so having somebody offshore who had that perspective, who could kind of look in from the outside and go, actually, have you thought about this? Or what about doing this? And someone that we could be really, really honest with about, actually, this isn't going well for us. And sometimes it's hard to have that, you know, conversation in a small, close-knit business community, but much easier to kind of go into the safe hands of someone like MJ and say, we're struggling here, what do we do? And so I think that's been one of the big benefits, is that with SheEO, you can turn up, you can be honest, you can be totally transparent about what's going well and what's not going well. And that I think has been a real, a benefit of being involved, both as a venture, but also activators can share in that love and support as well.
Yeah, and that's really a good point, the honesty part, especially if you're in business, you need someone to tell you when something's not right, to help you grow, because how else are you going to grow, right? And as a result, look how you were able to position your business differently and how well you're doing so far, which is fantastic. And how has your business grown or developed since becoming a SheEO venture?
Yeah, so we have, initially we were very niche, I suppose, and just totally focused on the New Zealand market. And over the last 3 or 4 years, we've been able to really grow our reach into the Australian market in particular. And so that's been with the help and support of SheEO, definitely. So that's been a real benefit for us. So we've certainly grown in terms of our reach, our product offering, and our size and impact. And one of the other big changes, of course, is the environmental impact that we're now able to have. So we've reduced our carbon footprint, and then just recently we did the next step in our packaging. So we've moved away from importing tins to putting our shampoos and soaps and stuff and now locally made cardboard boxes. So we're continuing to be able to grow. But one of the other big things for us has been access to the other ventures and what they're doing. And so we've seen, for example, Better Packaging, which is another New Zealand venture. And it was only through activating that we actually got to see what their business plan was all about. And when actually we can use them to send our products out. So we use them both within New Zealand and to some extent in Australia as well, to send our products. So that's been a really cool thing as well for us.
Wow, that's impressive. That's really good. You practically made me want to search where do you sell your products in Australia? So I'll be looking forward to that. Thanks so much.
We're all online now. We're pretty much a virtual store, so purepenny.com, and we have a warehouse in Brisbane, which has been really a lifesaver just before lockdown and the COVID-19, because of course, like most businesses, we're really impacted on that. And having a presence in Australia through the Brisbane warehouse meant that we could still service our Australian customer base, even though the freight between New Zealand and Australia was a nightmare and lots of lockdowns and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's cool.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Dot. Thanks for sharing. So at SheEO, we believe strongly that our work is best done when we're in relationship with each other. When we gather in small groups and get to know each other, we're able to learn, to connect, and grow together. In a moment, we'll go into 5 breakout rooms, and you'll have options of which rooms you want to go to. And the options are SheEO 101. So it'll be a place for you to actually hear for the first time and have questions about SheEO and the activator experience. We'll have the venture applications for folks who are curious about the venture program and the applications which just opened for Australia and New Zealand. And we also have SheEO's why and what's next with Danielle, so who we just heard speak earlier, for folks looking to dive deeper into why we're here and what moves us. And the following room will be 2 Ask Give groups to practice the radical generosity that is the core of the SheEO experience. So join this room to help resource or get resourced in the community. You can also share if you want to share what's blocking you from doing the best work that you can do and what you need help with, and support others in their asks. If you don't have something specific to share, that's fine. Join just to meet other incredible people and hear about their work as well and get inspired. In all of the rooms, please feel free to share a bit about yourself and what SheEO means to you. In each group, please come back with a 3-word summary of your conversation and choose someone to share it with in the chat. If you have any questions or issues choosing a breakout room, just drop them in the chat and we'll help you out. Nat?
Thanks, Junie. I'm so excited about breakout rooms. I'll be hosting 101 if you have any remaining questions. I've just opened the rooms and you'll now get the chance to join them yourself. So either you'll have seen something pop up in front of you, or down on the bottom of your screen, you'll see a button that says breakout rooms. Click into that, select the room you want. You'll see a join option and head right in. We'll come back here in about 20 minutes and I look forward to seeing you all then. If none of those options show up for you, please put in the chat what room you would like to join, and Arden will help you by getting to the right place as soon as possible. Thanks all.
All right, well, welcome back to the main stage. How was that like? I really want to hear what you experienced. So don't forget to leave your 3-word summary in the chat and we'll read them out loud for everyone to feel inspired. Sissy said, more time. Yeah, that's always what happens, right? Like the conversations you get like really sparked by the conversations and inspired. And just from that, you go, oh my God, like you don't realize that the time goes by so quickly. So that's an amazing sign. We've got small world goodness. That's a beautiful one. So yeah, go ahead, like throw out the 3-word summaries out there. And this way we can all sort of have a feeling as to what you've gone through as an experience. You've got inspiring, connection, and hope. Absolutely. This is exactly what you've heard through the story so far. It's all been about inspiration, connection, and hope. Hope for the future. And this is what we're all here for with the SheEO community. It's about providing that kind of opportunity for our next generations. So I'll pass it on to Nat.
Thanks, Junie. I had such a wonderful breakout group with our first timers. It was really wonderful to hear what questions you have about SheEO and the ways that you have been welcomed in or introduced to this community. I heard someone in my breakout group say they felt like they were being called in, and that's what I hope we're all sensing today. I know that's certainly how I ended up working here, following what felt like a warm invitation and an open call. And so would love to extend that to each of you for today. I am going to launch a poll so we know how this went for you. You'll see there are 3 questions. They are a little bit about how you'd like to be. Hopefully you met someone that you would like to stay in touch with. That's an important thing for us. We'd like to know how you'd like to get more involved if you would. And then we'd also like to know if you'd like someone to reach out to you to share a little bit more information about how this whole system works, and welcome you into our world, the future. Feels like it. I'm also going to have us take a group photo in a minute, but I do want to do a quick overview of what does it actually look like once you activate. So going to share my screen. When you activate, you are welcomed in. You'll probably have a welcome call with me where I'll walk you through all of our resources, all of the tools we use, and help you get oriented. You can also have a one-on-one call with another activator. Then you'll join our community, our learning tracks. We have 4 tracks currently around the themes of systems change, mindset shifts, ventures, how to launch your and scale your own business. And what am I missing? Systems, mindset, venture, finance.
You forgot money.
Oh, wow.
I did my job, Nat.
Yeah, clearly that's the one I need to pay the most attention to. So I'm going to join the finance track next week, I believe. You then each year get to participate in voting. You get to select the ventures that our ecosystem supports year over year. And we trust the intuition of hundreds of women and non-binary people to do that. We trust you to participate in this. Then we get to welcome them in, and we get to continue to work on the world's to-do list. This is our goal, to create long-standing systemic change all together, and we know that we can do that better together than on our own. To activate, I know I heard this question earlier, so going to share it here. Arden will drop a link in the chat. When you head to that link, you'll select your region. There's a monthly or an annual payment option, and you'll put a little bit of information in so that we can know where you're joining from and how we can support you best. And then you are off to the races, and we'll welcome you in with open arms. If you have any questions, I and the SheEO team are always here to answer them. But before I release you back into the world, we do love to take a group photo where we share some of the energy of how this call made you feel today. I am going to move myself into gallery view so that I can see all of your beautiful faces. Steph, our wonderful social media angel, hero, wonderful human, will post a LinkedIn recap and tag you all in it. So if you can, on the count of 3, give me a little hand motion, facial expression about how you feel today. That would be fantastic. We're gonna go 3, 2, 1, woo! And there are 2 pages, so we're going to quickly do it again. You don't know what page you're on, so new pose. 3, 2, 1. Thank you all for your time and for spending this morning, evening, afternoon, depending on where you are, with us today. Junie, back to you.
Woo, awesome. I find we started off with so much energy and we're going to finish with so much energy. So thank you so much, Nat. Really looking forward to seeing this amazing gallery photo that we've just taken. And I really hope that this was a good opportunity for you to sort of understand what and have a feel for the actual community. So as Nat said, we always post a summary on SheEO LinkedIn. And if you're not following, just do that now. Look out for it and tag your friends you'd like to invite to check out SheEO. As an activator, I really encourage everyone on this call to activate. It has been life-changing. And like I said at the beginning of the call, those 2 experiences that I've had that actually show you what generosity looks like. It can come in all shapes, size, and form. And the power of the fact that this community is global gives you access to anything that you need. So please go out there and connect. Thank you so much for being here, for showing up. Thank you very much for inspiring. And I hope you've also been inspired. And thank you to the speakers who shared their story of their journey and experience with SheEO. And at the same time, thank you to the SheEO team for organizing this and putting this together. It's always amazing to see the level of organization you've got. So keep on doing it. But yeah, we hope that you come to future events and as well as join the activation. Thank you very much. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. Take care of yourselves and we'll see you soon. Bye.